This is the EVP Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome to the
EVP
Podcast.
Yes.
Recording live and direct from Fort Douglas.
For our 100th episode. So this week we're talking about the Mount Kilimanjaro
Makes sense.
while we're here at Fort Douglas.
Yeah, makes
We're
sense.
not going to talk about Fort Douglas at all. Okay, we're talking about Fort Douglas.
And then
And then we'll have some ghost stories. I have some stories from previous investigations I've done here at Fort Douglas, but we also have, if you haven't heard people yelling in the background yet, there's people here. We're actually recording in front of people. Live audience.
For our 100th episode. Wait, what's that voice? Oh, it's DVO. He's back.
oh yeah, who's that? Oh wait, we didn't introduce ourselves, guys. It's Ghosty
yeah,
here.
I noticed.
Oh, I'm Beaker.
And again, I'm DVO.
You're dead.
And I'm back. I was buried here, and I'm
I
back.
killed you.
Yes.
And I resurrected you.
That's
I am
right.
Ginger Jesus. No, so we do have another microphone set up. So we do, our audience here can participate on this special podcast episode. We did an investigation here tonight, and we'll have people come up and share some of their
Evidence.
the experiences. They'll share stuff with us. All right, so first, before we get going into that, though, we're going to give you a little bit of history of Fort Douglas. Take it away, DVO.
So this was established during the Civil War. It homed I believe it was the Union soldiers is who it housed, and it stayed active as a fort and a base here. And also during both world wars, it was used to house our soldiers and POWs. So some of the spirits that are said to be here are some former soldiers and also some POWs, which we might talk a little bit about that. We might have some evidence that came through about that. But anyway, that's a little bit of some of the history. And also there is a cemetery, Fort Douglas Cemetery, that is just a couple blocks away as well.
I hear those are haunted. Are those haunted?
I've heard there's some spirits in these cemeteries.
Cemeteries sometimes are haunted.
How big is the cemetery?
It's big.
Is it?
It's like 4 miles long.
That's huge.
It's not really that big.
No, I was like, I don't think it's that big.
No, it's bigger than this campus.
I don't think it's a big
It's
cemetery.
400 feet wide.
Sure.
It's like half a football field. It's not that big.
All right. But
it's haunted as shit, though. I've been there.
really?
Yeah. I've been everywhere.
Maybe
Man.
we'll go there after this.
I've been everywhere, man.
That's not a bad idea. No, it's cold as shit. I don't want to go out there.
It is cold out
You
there.
are such a... I'm surrounded by white girls.
I need a coat. You got a
I
coat?
don't need a coat. I'm Ginger Squatch.
Yeah, you were born in the wild.
Yes. My relatives taught me how to build a fire.
So, DVO, your first
Yes.
time investigating here.
It is my first time here, yes.
This is my second time.
I've
Beaker.
lost count.
Okay.
I've been here so many times.
Nice.
It's been a while, though. I haven't been here since like 2018.
Same. My first time was with you.
Oh.
It was special.
It was special.
We held hands. We frolicked in the field.
And it's actually a active museum, so we actually got a tour of the museum, a brief tour, just to kind of just to tell us where we can and can't go, but also a nice little history to hear about the grounds and the fort itself. So that was pretty cool. We got a little tour right off the bat, and right away I was with our cousin Abby. We were here, and we started investigating. Right away in the main museum area, we turned on our K2 and ghost meter. But when we got near the flag, there's a flag that apparently has been planted here since, I don't remember what year he said. Did you hear that?
Since it opened.
Since it opened, yeah, and it hasn't. It has barely moved besides just changing on the flag on the pole. But other than that, the flag has stayed still since it's opened. And right away, our K2 and ghost meter were going off at the same time. In fact, the K2 was flashing red. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see there's a. I'll turn it on here. But when you turn on the K2, there's 5
Do you know
colors.
how to work that?
What's that?
It's not on.
I know I turned it off. I just for the
you're-
camera, I just turned it on to see all the lights. And so to trigger 5 lights, you would say it takes a lot of energy. Would you say to do that
No.
for like a spirit?
No.
Oh, okay. I guess you were dead once before too.
I've seen living people set those things off.
Yes.
not knowing they were doing it. But yeah, it does take quite a bit of energy to get it all the way up, and especially if they're holding it there. Because that's happened.
Yeah.
So was it they're holding it, or does it just light up?
No, it didn't hold it there very long, but it did light up. It triggered a few times.
Okay.
So that was pretty neat. It was right by the flag. Both devices were going off at the same time. So that's pretty cool. That was just right from the beginning. Continue.
Anything else?
Let's see. Didn't get to investigate too much tonight, but down in the poker room, which is in the basement of the museum, that is the one room that's pretty much untouched from time. But they haven't done much to that room. The original boards and everything are in there. But in that room, the Flux 2, which has a motion sensor.
Do you have it?
It's back there somewhere. But anyways, it was going off. It was kind of by the entrance to the room. And it was far enough away to just kind of go off if something were to go in and out of the room. And while it was sitting there, it was kind of going off quite a bit. We had that happen, and then we would get the K2 to go. I mean, it went red a couple times in there.
Well, red was pointing towards a wall. There was like no way to really set that off unless you, because it was, the green side was pointing towards the
Towards
entrance,
the door.
Towards the door. The red side was just pointing towards a wall, and that did go off a couple times, and there was like no one near that side.
Right, yeah. But yeah, it was going off more towards the door side, but yeah, it did go off a couple times against the wall. But then the K2, that went off red a couple times, and the ghost meter was going off constantly.
We were also using the EchoVox and S-Box down there in the, what'd you call it?
The poker room?
Down in the poker room. It's also called the cigar room and the fight room or fight club room, but we don't talk about that. But it's got a few names down there, and it sounded like we were hearing voices come through that were German. Sounded like some German voices were coming through.
Yeah, Caden was talking to some spirits trying to get some German. I think he was getting some German reactions or words come through.
Yeah.
Responses, reactions, whatever.
I know, it's a tough word.
I don't English very well sometimes.
Neither do I.
He speaks German.
Yeah,
Put
so
a
I'm
book
over here
in
speaking
front of me.
German right
Let me read to you, and you'll show you how good I can talk.
Yeah,
You've seen it.
We've heard it. All right.
Straight glide.
Let's hear some of your experiences that you've had here,
Today?
Mr. Beaker.
Nothing
today
happened today.
or past.
There was nothing today. It was really mellow for me. I did have one spirit where I could kind of tell like they wanted to come in and talk, but they were kind of standoffish.
Where at?
In the theater room.
Okay.
And then there was a spirit that came in the doorway, and he didn't feel like he had really good energy, so I told him to go away. Oh wait, no, that was you.
That was me.
That was you. Sorry. No, I felt there was it just seems like wherever I went, the spirits were kind of like, we don't want to be here anymore. So tonight they just kind of left. But the first time I ever came to this museum, actually in the building we're in right now, because it's two different buildings. They got 31, which is the main entrance where the gift shop and everything is. We're in building 32 right now, which is just a little bit up the hill. Off to our right here, and I know you can't see it on camera, but there is a room that goes downstairs. They used to call it the Navy room. And the very first time I was here, this was probably about 8 years ago. I'm here with Brandy. There's no bell.
Ding.
Ding. And we were down in the Navy room, and all of a sudden I felt like right on my forearm, it just got really hot. And it was just in one spot of my arm. Like, it wasn't on my wrist. It wasn't up farther on my arm. It was just one spot was really warm. And I told Brandy, I'm like, hey, this is like, what's going on? And she started feeling around my arm, and she said, yeah, she felt it the same way. And then that's when, this is kind of before I knew that she was a medium and can see spirits. She started telling me that there was an older gentleman that had thought I looked like his son, apparently. And so he had actually grabbed onto my arm.
Oh.
And I remember the conversation going something like, well, it's not your son. This is my friend. You have to let him go. And when she said that, I could feel the muscles in my arm starting to tighten up. And I could feel like it getting hotter, like he had tightened his grip on my arm. And she talked to him for a little bit more and said, you know what, you're going to have to let go. I'm going to count from 3. And then when I get to 1, you're going to have to let go. And I guess he agreed. So she counted back from 3 to 1. And as soon as she said 1, all that sensation, the hot, the tightness in my arm, everything went away.
Wow.
And that was like, I'd only been investigating for a few months at the time. I was still new to the whole thing. And for my first investigation at this building to be like actually touched by a spirit was actually really cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's not the first time. I mean, it was the first time. It's not the last time. I've been touched by spirits, but I've had. Oh, one of the times I was here, we were down. Everything happens to me in the Navy room, apparently, and that's unfortunately was one of the rooms that are off limits right now. So we couldn't go down there tonight. But I've been in there where Echovox comes on, and it's very clear the Echovox comes through and it says, fuck you, right? And someone in my group thought that that was the okay for them to be like, no, F you. And that person had issues the entire rest of the night to the point where she actually, it looked like she had got pushed. She was standing next to a bookcase, so there was no way for anyone to be behind her. And I watched her like physically get pushed from behind and almost fall over. So we had to kind of like set her aside and kind of keep a watch on her the rest of the night.
Told her, no, F you.
Yeah, pretty much. I know back then I used to just kind of walk around with a video camera and kind of film things. There was one where I thought this was interesting. We were doing, again, Navy room. This is where everything happens. We were on an investigation with Chunga, and I was filming him, and he was talking about, I can't remember what he was talking about, but he was using a spirit box. He said something, and it was, what was interesting to me is like, I don't really kind of buy into orbs anymore, but at this time, like I literally saw like an orb come on the screen of my viewfinder, and like it looked like it went into his head, and almost right after he started talking about how he felt lightheaded and like he got a headache. So to me that was really interesting. I was the only one that obviously saw that because I'm watching it on my viewfinder, and I don't think sometimes it's weird. Like I'll see stuff on my viewfinder and it doesn't actually translate over onto the film. Like when I go back and watch the playback, I've had that happen a couple times. There's one at Family Tree where we actually saw, me and another investigator saw a person walk past on my viewfinder. So I instantly stopped it, rewound it back to that spot, and it wasn't there. Like it was just something that we saw while it was recording, but for some reason it didn't translate over onto the memory card.
Very cool.
So that's just a couple of the experiences I've had here.
Awesome.
I know we've had pretty good flashlight sessions in the library. I know Dave was talking about a couple of weeks ago, we had him on. He was talking about some of his experiences in the library. Those are like some of the biggest hotspots here is like the library and then the Navy room and the cigar room. But for me tonight, like everything was just kind of mellow, tame. One of the spots I normally go investigate, it's a little cold right now because we are in March. We had just had that big snowstorm last week. You got a piece of the actual like World Trade Center buildings,
right?
That were brought down in the September 11th attack a long time ago. They actually have a piece of that out in the courtyard, and I've investigated that, and it's got a ton of energy on it. And if you're sensitive to that type of stuff, if you actually touch it, a lot of people say that they feel like extreme sadness, which would make sense for what that building
situation.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I got.
That's pretty cool. Well, let's ask some of our viewers here today if any experiences they have from tonight or previously at this location that they like to share. Anyone want to volunteer first? Don't be shy. Or you'll be voluntold to come up.
Mark's closest. You're coming up.
This will be our shortest episode ever if no one comes up. It's like, all right, we're 15 minutes in. That's what we got. Thanks, folks.
All right, Mark, talk straight into the mic.
Right there. Yeah, I can talk right into the mic.
He's done this before.
Okay, nice. Oh, I was just saying, that one's that's a different one.
So anything from tonight you want to share or previous?
I don't know. It was pretty quiet tonight. I don't think we saw a little bit of K2 meter activity. Felt like there was a little bit of shadow activity in the library. Things moving around, REM pods going off, someone basically going back and forth out in and out of the room. But for the rest of it, no, it was pretty quiet,
you see
pretty
any
calm.
shadows?
I did see a couple of different shadows that kind of moved it from the corner of my eye. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of the windows around here. You get cars going through and everything else, and so it's a little hard to tell. But it's been quiet. But I've had lots of experiences here at Fort Douglas. I think one of the most memorable I shared with a lot of people is we've in the library, or the room next to the library, I guess it's that library starting to encroach out now, but where all the guns are and everything else, I've had it where we've set up a ping pong ball on the table, and we actually had a video of it actually moving, and it was moving in such a weird way because you could actually see it just try to just slowly kind of rotate as if something was trying to just put as much energy as it possibly could to get it to.
So it wasn't like a fluid roll. It was like a
It was just
stop
just
motion.
kind of a lurching
Oh,
slow
it's
motion.
weird.
And it was caught on video and from another person who was in the room, and that was pretty awesome to be able to see that.
Very cool.
That does sound pretty badass. Though. I would like to have seen that.
I don't know. There's a lot of activity kind of down in the cigar room. A lot of times you can get in there and you can just feel the room just completely go dark. I mean, you're in a pitch black room, maybe a couple of K2 meter lights going on, and to feel a room like that just go darker. There's lots of times that there's some pretty nasty entities that are down in that area that can kind of make that the whole mood in the room go bad pretty quickly in there.
Nice.
Today, I swear, when we were having our tour, Bo mentioned how people can smell cigar smoke in there, and as soon as he mentioned that, I swear I smelled cigars. It didn't smell cigar smoke. I smelled the actual cigar,
like the
actual raw cigar.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And that was tonight.
That was
You kinda got that
was tonight.
smell,
That
like,
happened tonight. Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
I've been here probably, I don't know, maybe just shy of as many times as Beaker has, but he's probably hit it a few more times than I have. But again, it's been about 5 years since I've been here, so it's fun to come back.
That's cool. You can come back again.
And come back again. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Unless there's any other stories you want to
No,
share.
well, we could go on forever, but
We should have you on the show next time.
Yeah, we've
and-
had between Beaker and I, we've had quite a few stories put together. He just wants to hear me talk about ripping my pants and things like that. But
I want to hear about you ripping your pants.
stay tuned for
I'm glad
another
you said
episode.
pants, though. I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
He ripped ass. No, he ripped his pants, but we'll bring him on and have an episode dedicated to just Mark.
Mark's pants.
Mark's pants.
There we go.
R.I.P. Mark's pants.
All right, I'll let someone else come
All right.
on.
All right, thanks, Mark. All right,
So
who
we-
else? Who else is next?
So we got someone else on their way up. I'll just tell you, before we even started the tour tonight, I went out to my car to get all my gear, and I literally heard someone sigh. Like I get to the trunk of my car and I just hear, and I look around and I'm the only one outside.
Wow.
So that's the most activity I got tonight. But I heard you said someone saw someone running up out of one of the rooms and up a ramp.
Yeah, that was Abby. Abby, come on up here.
Let's get her up here. What did you see? Don't
Come on.
you
Don't
know
be
you
shy.
want to. We're not gonna put you on the spot.
But we're putting you on the
Yeah,
Yeah,
spot.
you
on
can
the
stay
spot.
bundled up. There is no heat in this building. All right. Say your name.
My name for the record?
For the record.
I'm Abby, your cousin.
Yes. So we were. I mean, do you call that the library where we were at? Where were we
That's
at?
the room next to the library, yeah.
I
Does that have a
call
name?
it the library anteroom.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I like
Be
that.
fancy
All
about
right,
it.
like it.
So you were sitting down at the table. You had a ghost mirror in your hand, and what happened?
So that happened. So we're sitting at the table, and I'm facing the wall, and Dale comes in, sits down next
His name
to
is
me.
Ghosty here.
Ghosty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Ghosty McGhostface.
No one knows who
Ghosty
Dale is
Ghostface.
anymore.
Walked in, and he sat down, and I looked at him, and I looked past him, and as I looked past him, I saw a black shadowy thing come out of the bathroom and like pause for a second and then walk up the ramp. And it scared the crap out of me because
Like
I've never seen
paused, like
anything
it was like
that.
staring at you, like
Yeah, like
what are you guys doing over there?
paused and was like looking in the window or looking in the room and looking at us, and then just
And then when I
the
tried
run.
to go over there to recreate or just trying to see where it was, you said it was about my shoulder height.
About your shoulder height, and it was all black. Like when you were standing in the hall, I could tell that you were, like wearing
Yeah.
lighter colored pants and a darker colored shirt.
And you had Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, but this was like a fuzzy, black, opaque
Mass.
mass that, like I said, just came out of the bathroom and paused for a second and then went up the hallway.
Yeah, that was,
I wish I would've
crazy.
seen that. That
I
would've
know.
been-
I would have seen it. But my back was to it, so
Yeah.
that would have been good. That would have been good. Is that your first encounter of paranormal?
First time seeing something like that.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah. Scared the shit out of me.
Are you gonna sleep okay
I
tonight?
was not prepared. Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, I've seen some things. I can
Okay.
sleep.
Okay. All right.
It's not the
all
worst
right.
I've ever seen.
We have to have you come on and share some more stories. We actually did read one of her stories in a previous episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we did read
Yep.
one of her stories.
Sure did.
Yeah, you were there.
I remember it. Just like it was yesterday.
But we also have like a lot of activity down in the poker room.
Yeah.
And
Remember
then
the
I
guy-
showed up and it stopped.
That's
There was a
right.
little bit left after you came and scared everything away.
Anything significant to you while we were down there that kind of stood out to you that maybe we haven't talked about?
Just when we were sitting, like when I sat in front of that pole, well, in Ghosty McGhostface over there, mentioned the same thing where it felt like there was a lot of just, I don't know, entities
Uh-huh.
that were kind of like
Peeking
looking at
in.
us and trying to decide if they wanted to come and
Got
hang out
it.
with us. But I felt like we had the same, like, guy maybe, who kept leaving and coming back. And I think Beaker had asked if he was looking for Charlotte, and we all joked that he thought that maybe I was Charlotte, his little prostitute friend.
Yeah, it might have been flirting with you because you had the ghost meter. It only triggered your device out of
Yeah.
all the other devices
I
in
mean, I've got game.
there. Like, still got it.
So one thing I didn't tell you guys while we were down there doing that, I actually pulled out my pendulum at one point, and I was
I'm
asking.
glad you said pendulum. Okay,
pendulum.
good.
Yeah, I pulled it out just for you, buddy. I got my pendulum out and I was asking questions. I was getting responses, but one of the times, as soon as the Ghost Meter Pro kicked in, nothing on my pendulum. It just stopped working.
Oh,
I've never experienced anything like that before. It was actually kind of cool because it wasn't responding at all. It wasn't doing anything, and I looked up and I saw the Ghost Meter was on. So when it shut off, I actually asked, I'm like, do you have energy to run both of these? And I got a very clear no response. So as soon as it tapped into the Ghost Meter, my pendulum wouldn't work.
that's interesting.
Great.
And there was a couple times when the ghost meter went off that the K2 would go off at the same time, too. So those were pretty significant.
Yep.
Cool. Am I dismissed?
You are dismissed.
You are free to go, madam. Do you know what I was thinking when you said Our Cousin Abby? It sounds like another TV show, but like a drama. It's like, this is Our Cousin Abby.
Made
Up
for
next,
TV.
Right.
after Our Cousin Abby, Scared and Fascinated. we can
Next
have our
episode.
own. We'll just start our own network.
Yeah,
we don't need Discovery Plus.
They're not picking up
We got
our
the
shows
EVP
anyway.
network. We got the EVP network.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
What about you guys in the back? You got some stories?
Please come up and share.
Am I the designated talker?
Oh, you're so good at talking.
No.
They did say the next one's scared and fascinated.
I'm more a scary person than fascinated.
Did you like our picture from last week? He was fascinated. I was scared.
Sorry about
We
that.
both looked fascinated.
Oh my gosh.
It was
I
true.
apologize for the hairdo. Oh my gosh.
It's okay. It's 12:30 in the morning. You're fine. So please state your name.
I am Nicole. I've done a show with Beaker once.
How many
The other show, yeah.
how many times have you investigated here?
This is my second time.
Your second time. Okay.
All right. The first time I had some activity in the poker room where I had an entity actually say my name, so I wanted to come back and see if it remembered me.
Oh.
So
when it said your name, did it say it over a device?
it
Or
was through EVP.
Oh.
And because we were packing up, and my friend Stacy over there, she's like, Nicole, watch your head so you don't get hurt. And you hear this dark voice just say my name loud and clear. And I'm
Wow.
like, crap, it knows my name.
Oh, wow. How dare you say her name?
And then, so I wanted to come back here and see if I would get another response to the down there. And through the Ghost Meter Pro, it said it remembered me, but
Okay.
oh no, we did it with the dowsing rods, didn't we? It actually remembered, because I was trying to test it. And I'm like, does my name begin with a M or a B? And it knew it started with the N. I'm like, crap, it knows my name.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
because we went to the poker room kind of in two different sessions. The first session was kind of more happy and
Tonight?
tonight.
Okay.
And we had some German speaking. That was very German. And then we had some violins come over the spirit box.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Someone's spirit box picked up some violins, and then what else? I like to bring cards to the poker room, so I got for the second time I got called a cheater because the men down there don't like the women playing, especially if they beat them.
Automatically, that means you're a cheater.
Yep, that's the only plausible explanation.
And-
coat.
Yeah, it's
He's over here,
cold
he's
in
rubbing
here.
my back.
Yeah, and so we went out, and then I was doing a little session out in the foyer there where they have the big sandstone grave marker
yeah,
right
uh-huh.
there. And all of a sudden, my Ghost Meter Pro was just going crazy. And then Caden came in. I'm like, so do you know that? Do you know who he is? And it was just going crazy. Yeah, didn't like him.
Okay.
Let's see, we actually had some activity in the small theater room.
Oh, okay. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so something was not liking me. It just kept on touching me and was touching Alex too. So first of all, we had like a little boy. I was using the little SLS, and it was on a chair, and it looked like he was jumping up and down on this chair. And we found out it was like this little boy named Thomas. But then I think something replaced Thomas to act like Thomas because he was in there for a long time.
Okay.
So
So people like me that don't know, an SLS camera is.
It's like a little stick figure.
little stick figures
Oh,
that show
maybe.
you what's going on. So, and it was just the one chair in front of it because I'm like, well, maybe it's mapping out the chairs.
Okay.
You know, and so we zoomed it around, and it was only mapping out the one chair, and it looked like he was like this little kid was jumping up and down on the chair like little kids do.
Right.
And so we figured out it was Thomas, but then he kind of went away, and something stayed there acting like Thomas for a while. And well, we had some activity beforehand. Apparently, I went in darkness. Yeah, they're like, we can't see you, and I'm like, I don't feel anything, but that can't be a good thing. So something was harassing me the whole time. But,
Oh, okay.
and then I'm trying to think, what else did we didn't get over.
So when I
here.
saw you guys in that main area, you had like a camera with you, and it was playing voices. Tell me about that device.
Oh, it's just an app called Vox.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like a spirit box without the
Yeah.
because I have such bad hearing. That's just like I don't only hear static. So it takes away the static and just puts out the voices. So,
Okay. Did anything significant come through that? Like that would be really relatable?
We've got names.
Of like people said their names, like
Like
spirits said their names?
Donald and
Ethan the blacksmith.
yeah, Ethan was a blacksmith.
Oh.
So she used to work at This Is the Place, and so she
Yeah, okay.
she likes
It
to
was
test
close
the
to here.
blacksmiths and the farriers, right? So yeah, we actually had a lot of things going on. So we didn't make it to the library, but
Okay.
yeah, and then I accidentally fell asleep on the floor.
You did look comfortable there, yeah.
I was so comfortable. I've been up for 24 hours. So I was like, I'm just going to take a little nap here.
That's hilarious.
But I mean, it wasn't scary. I'm just like, this is really comfortable. Oh, we did play with Ozzy the dog for a while.
What's that? Oh, the
The
actual,
little dog is
It's
so
a real
cute.
dog. Okay, yeah, okay.
No, it's a device.
I was like, is there a spirit dog walking around here? This was a veterinary
I
clinic.
was hoping because we went over by the military dog area that they have, but we didn't pick up anything.
Okay.
I'm like, dang it, no doggies on the recording. Yeah, we actually had a lot of activities. So
Nice.
yeah.
Good.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I smell good. I don't know. Yeah.
Spirits are like, hello, ladies.
Like, ooh, it smells
Yeah,
like flowers
so-
in here.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see see what our recordings picked up.
Yeah, please share if you've got anything.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear
Yeah,
about
I
it.
have a really boring job where I could listen to recordings all the time.
Perfect. All right. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, you should send us the one where if you have the one EVP with it saying your name too.
Oh,
yeah.
I could probably pull it up. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, if you can.
Keep on talking.
Yeah.
We don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I know.
What do we do? Oh no.
Oh, Bill, come in. There's chairs over here. Go ahead and grab some chairs and
So I
set
think
up.
when Bo was giving us the tour last night, he did. I think it was the group that was here last night mentioned that they were getting a dog barking over their spirit box.
That's right. Yeah.
So
That's what I was wondering when you said that. I was like, oh, did you get interaction with the
I have
spirit
it.
dog?
Oh, you
But-
have? Nice.
Yeah. So this is.
Put it right up to the mic.
Okay.
Right in
let's
the
see.
top. Yeah.
Well, remember when you come up, don't hit your head.
Oh, well, that'll be guaranteed anyways.
So when you go ahead back to the front.
Ooh, I heard that.
that was very clear.
Put your speaker right to the top of the mic.
Yeah, the top. The speaker.
Do you, oh, sorry.
So right.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. You want to
Yeah. Play it again, please.
Okay.
Just-
So
Turn your volume up all the way.
Well, remember when you come up, don't hit
she
your
was on
head.
top of the stairs. I was at
Oh,
the
well,
bottom
that'll
of the
be
stairs.
guaranteed anyways.
So when you go ahead back to the front.
That was on the
Yeah.
Echo Box.
Yeah. Huh?
That was on the Echo
No,
Box.
that was
No,
voice
this was
recorder.
just my recording.
The
My
EVP.
Wait.
EVP.
Wait, so that wasn't through like a spirit box or anything?
Nope.
That was
loud.
That was
That's
an
loud.
EVP.
that was very clear.
When I was at work and I was listening to that, I'm like, I was terrified. I told Stacey, I'm like, something knows my name. Because it's not a friendly voice.
Yeah. Do you
But-
mind doing that again?
But see, this
That's
is why
pretty good.
if you listen to the start of this is why it knows your name.
I know because she said it.
Right, but just that
But-
she said it, so
But
now it knows
she
her
was
name.
just being nice. She's like, don't hit your head because she knows I'm accident prone. I'm
And
like,
he's
well,
like, yeah, Nicole.
yeah. So you want me to play one
Please,
more time?
please.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, remember when you come up, don't hit your head.
Oh, well, that'll be guaranteed anyways.
So when you go ahead back to the front.
Yeah, that's good.
So
I didn't hear it.
yeah, so that was down at the poker because I had so much equipment. I was just on the bottom of the stairs. I was putting my stuff in, and it sounded like it was like in the doorway of the poker room. So, yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
really cool.
And then we had another session. We had something else. Oh crap! We actually had some. Oh, we actually had a full conversation EVP with a guy that I was playing cards with. He's calling me a
A
cheater.
full conversation.
Yeah, it was like he responded to me 3 different times automatically.
What were some of the responses?
I can't even
Okay.
remember now.
He called her a cheater.
Yeah.
That's right, okay.
Yeah.
How dare you? How many aces? There's only 4 in the deck. So if you're playing like 5 aces, yeah,
I just got lucky and I won every hand. Somehow I'm a cheater.
That's hilarious.
All right, you got new bait.
All right. Thank you,
Okay,
Nicole. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thanks,
much.
Nicole. All right,
Hey.
new people. If you guys have any cool stories to tell us of experiences you had tonight or from past investigations here. Do you guys have any that came in just now?
I mean, we did have some pretty fun conversations with.
Come up and
sit
tell us
down.
about it.
Come on.
we have a microphone for you.
Have a seat.
Tell us your name.
Hi, my name is Kelly.
And I'm an alcoholic.
Well, actually, the guys in the poker room,
Actually,
yeah,
yes. Thanks for bringing that up. Beaker.
Really?
we asked them what their favorite drink was, and they focused on bourbon.
Oh, okay.
That sounds
They kept
about right.
talking about a stash.
Oh.
Like a
Bourbon
mustache
stash?
or like a stash
No,
of
there's
alcohol?
bourbon
a stash
stash.
of alcohol.
Where?
Somewhere in that
Somewhere
room.
Here.
Let's go find it.
I'm down.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
you
aged.
you
It's
got this.
I got it.
Okay, we'll be
Storage
back.
room. They kept telling us to go to the storage room, and then over by the library, there's a room back there, and we had a voice box, and German kept coming through.
Oh.
And so we pulled up a Google Translate app and we were asking questions in German And apparently, he liked 1920s jazz, German jazz, and so we pulled it up and we started playing some German jazz.
How was it? Was it good?
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay, all right.
And then we had, what was it, the EMF? Spiked, like really, really high when we started playing the jazz.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so you started playing
Drawing
it.
them in.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he
you missed the
was
first
happy.
part, but you're now the third person that said they've heard German coming through devices.
Yeah.
Well, and this was in the library. You heard it, right?
Right, and then
We heard
this,
it in the
this is
library
now a
and
separate
in the poker
location.
room.
Yeah. So everyone else said they heard it in the poker room. You heard it in the library. So we're hearing it in different places,
Yeah.
which is
They're pretty cool.
that's really cool.
We asked it questions with using the voice box, and we asked it if it was happy here, and he said yes. And then we asked if he liked the soldiers, and he said yes. So I think they liked playing poker and drinking together.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fascinating.
That's pretty cool. That is really cool.
Scary and fascinating.
That's anything else? Any other experiences? Anything
Well, so
interacting?
This was my first time ever doing anything like this. And
Oh.
when we first went into the poker room, I got very, very nauseous. And I didn't think anything of it. And then I started seeing like getting white around my vision, kind of feeling like I was going to pass out. And I thought maybe I was just tired. And so I grabbed onto my sister and she was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm feeling nauseous." And then she just like slapped me because she's been doing this quite a bit. And so she was like, "That's a sign." And I was like, "I
It's like,
didn't
snap
know."
out of it.
I didn't know. But yeah, this was.
So apparently we beat the demons out of people here.
Good. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate that. Anyone else from your party have anything they want to share? Don't be shy. Come on in.
Just so you know, there's like 43 Germans buried in the cemetery over here.
Say it again.
43 Germans.
Oh,
43
yeah.
Germans are here?
43
Yeah.
German
Cemetery.
POWs buried in the cemetery.
So there
20 from World War II.
Oh.
there was some German POWs. They don't tell this here, but if you do a tour of the cemetery, so there was like, what did you say, 43 Germans?
Yeah, 23 from World War I and 20 from World War II are buried there.
So I know in one of the world wars they had the POWs, and the war ended, and there was a guy that was stationed here was a little upset that he didn't get to see any action. And they were actually told to release the POWs, and the guy actually, instead of releasing them, he killed them all because he didn't get to actually go see action. So those German soldiers, like Mark was just saying, are actually buried in the cemetery.
Wow.
So it would make sense that we have German coming through on the devices. So next up we have Esther.
Hi. How are you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Pretty good. It's
Welcome
been
to
a
the
fun
100th episode of the EVP podcast.
night. Congratulations on the 100th episode.
Thank you.
That's a hard word to say for me tonight. No, I just wanted to add, we were just down in the poker room and we did voice box with sensory deprivation. So we covered our eyes,
Oh,
covered
nice.
our ears. And so the people outside of it would ask
Yeah.
questions and then the one person
Oh, what was
would
that
just
method
say,
called? There's a name for that
I
method.
don't
I can't remember.
I don't remember. Huh, no, it's not my method. I stole it from Kindred. Oh, okay, thank you. I'm like, my name's Esther, so it's
That's Esther method.
yeah, no, it's not mine. So I did it first down there, and it felt like it was gibberish. I don't know. It just felt like kind of gibberish, random stuff. They did talk about some sort of attack happening in an apple orchard. And then my husband took a turn, and he was answering direct questions. Like we would ask a question, and he would say yes or no, or we got a name Chris Wallace, and so we want to look that up when we get a chance. We're probably going to go talk to the.
That's the notorious B.I.G.
That's
That's Christopher Wallace.
Yeah.
He's here. Sounds like he's here.
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls.
He's haunting Fort Douglas Military Museum.
Okay. Is that his real name?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I did not grow up on rap or anything like that, so I just know him as Biggie Smalls.
Baby,
I didn't-
baby.
Yeah. No, I don't have the greatest memory, and we have to go back and listen to the recording to find out all the juicy details. But it was a trip to get direct questions
That is pretty
answered
cool.
in that way. So
You should email those if you get some cool stuff.
I totally. I have Tim's contact information,
Nice.
so I'll let him know. all those juicy details. And we recorded pretty much every session that we did in every room with our audio recorder. So if we get any EVPs
Great.
or anything like that, we'll pass them on as well.
Is this your first time here?
It's our first time, my first time. I think all of our first times here.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and it was pretty awesome.
Sweet. We popped your Fort Douglas cherry.
You did. You did. You missed my paranormal investigation cherry, sorry. But you did pop Wyatt's and Kelly's cherries tonight. It's their first time doing an investigation, and I hope it was a good one for them. So thanks for hosting.
Thanks for letting us pop all your cherries.
They're smiling, so I'm thinking they had fun.
Yeah.
Is this something you do again?
So it's consensual. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They'll be back.
I think we have more people participate. They're going to be addicted. It's not going to take a long time to.
Nice. Well,
that
we'll
to
do
happen.
more of these coming up.
Yes, please do. So thanks for including.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming, everyone. If anyone else has anything they want to also share experiences with from tonight, Dave. Oh, you got something? Yes, please.
Oh yeah.
State your name and your business.
What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is green. And
Half of our logo color. Oh, interesting.
I've been paranormal investigating for quite a few years now. So what Esther doesn't remember, I remember like all of it. So the Christopher Wallace or Chris Wallace, we asked him if he was tied to this, what is it? The embalming table, and he said he was. So we determined that he was like a veterinarian sometimes, but at the same time also a doctor. And then I have a Polaroid camera just because I know that ghosts can mess with your.
I knew it. I knew someone had a Polaroid. We were
That's
in the
me.
cigar room and we're like, is that a Polaroid camera going off?
Yeah,
That is
me.
awesome.
I like that. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
and so it was actually my husband's idea today. He was like, we should get a Polaroid camera.
Oh.
And I was like, yes, okay. He plays a lot of Phasmophobia, which is my favorite.
I love that game. They just had an update that came out. They've added like a monkey's paw as one of the cursed items.
Yes.
Just so you know, if you play Phasmophobia, it's on Steam. It's like $20.
You lost me.
It's a ghost hunting game, and it's really fun. But you don't know how to have fun, so don't worry about it.
So we were in the poker room.
Yep.
And I snapped a picture, and I warned all of them that it was going to be bright. But then right when I snapped the picture, Scott had the headphones on, and he was blindfolded, so he couldn't see, and it said, "That's bright." And we were like, wait, what was bright? And
I checked with him to see if it was.
she checked to see if he could see, but he couldn't. And so he was like, no, I heard that's bright. And so we all started freaking out. And then I asked if I could take another photo, and it said, yeah, okay. And I was like, okay. So I snapped another one. And then it told us that it was standing next to my friend Jess. And she jumped up and ran as quickly as she could.
No thanks.
Yeah. And then we also did the Estes method, the being blindfolded and stuff in here with me first. And I was sitting in the chairs over there, and it was a lot of gibberish, but a lot of like music kind of coming through. And then at one point it was just ice cold across my mouth, but I had my beanie over my eyes and my nose, and I said, is somebody standing in front of me? And like I kind of like moved the headphones a bit so I could hear, and they're like, no. And I said, no, somebody's standing in front of me. And they all said no. But then what I didn't hear, and they told me after I took the headphones off, was they said, did you just kiss her? And I said yes right after they said that. And I was like, oh, great. And this is not the first time that a ghost has fondled me in a way. I should say.
Look at that gropey ghost here.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're a little frisky here.
Yeah, so it was pretty.
Where's my loving ghosts?
It was pretty interesting, and yeah, they said that the stash was in the storeroom underneath the library.
We
But
need to
we
dig.
couldn't go down there.
We need to dig.
Yeah, so
Find the stash.
what the child? Oh yeah, they told us the story when we got here about the child imp, or the little kid with the white collar that they saw
In the window. Yeah.
in the window. And so I asked about it, and I asked if it really was a child, and they said no. And then I asked if it was a spirit masquerading as a child, and they said yes. And then when we went down into the poker room, it came in again, and it kept saying imp into the person that was listening to the spirit box. Oh yeah, we did ask it if it did it to be funny, and it said yes. Because it likes to mess with people apparently, and it likes to run around, and so that was pretty much it. We had a lot of good experiences.
Sounds
here.
like it. That's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so that's it.
Thank you.
Well, does anyone else have any other experiences they want to mention?
The ghosts also gave us a lot of sass.
Oh, it it told you the spirit told you to kiss its butt.
Yes. And it belched. And it belched in her ears a lot.
Oh wow! So you're getting burps and.
Roby asked what you liked about Jess.
This spirit likes ass. All right.
It sounds like there's a lot of shenanigans down in the poker room.
Right.
F-bombs were dropped quite a few times.
Oh, there's some F-bombs. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Dave, you gonna come on? Dave, come on down.
I think this will be our last one because we have limited amount of time left.
Yeah.
It's good because I don't really have a lot of stories here today. Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy.
100 episodes.
You've been on 2 of them.
Yeah, you helped us get there.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
It is a blast, but this place I love, Fort Douglas. This holds a very special place in my heart. My dad was actually stationed here. That's what brought us
Oh,
to Utah
cool.
Oh,
back
nice.
in 1974. And like I was telling Bo, the majority of my furniture when my parents bought the house here was from Fort Douglas. They were closing down basically the entire Army side of it, other than just the reserves, I think, at the time. And my dad pulling up in the big government issue dually truck with a bunch of furniture in it.
Oh, you broke it. Oh, that's gonna be on the audio.
Oh no!
You can just blame the
Oh,
ghost. You say,
jeez.
I got an
Gotta
idea.
twist
I mean,
it.
still-
Is it mine?
There we go.
Now I can't talk. Wait, no, that's yours. Ha 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 ha.
All right, go ahead.
Sucks to be you, Ghosty. Sorry, Dave.
So anyway, yeah, anyway. But this is a cool place. And it's been in part of my life since I was 3.
Any great stories from investigation here that you want to share?
No.
Don't worry.
No, okay. I will
Nope.
say what happened tonight because I covered it, the stuff that I did in 2 episodes ago. So, but I will say what I saw here tonight. I was just hanging out in the library room, the one of the guns and the swords, and I saw a very dark patch by the door into the second part of the library, and I thought it was just a chair because there was a chair sitting there, and the shadow just moved slowly into that room, and then the Finleys were in there, and I was going to say, hey, shadow, but I don't want to do that. And later I had my Ghost Pro out, and I was asking it questions when it came on, and it was very consistent with how many people were in there. And they started just about 5 or 6 spirits in there. And so I asked it to go set off the REM pod, and the ghost meter went blank off, and then 2-3 seconds later, their REM pod went on for about 20 seconds. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's probably it's probably the least amount of activity.
Everything's just falling apart.
But, you know, this is probably like the 5th or 6th time I've investigated here. And it's always good for some fun. You always get experiences. Tonight I was chill. I'll have to go over the audio and the video that we took down in the poker room. But apparently Tim was killing the vibe down there. Beaker was killing
it happens, I guess.
I came in and it was, like I said, it was definitely, you always have the feeling of spirits down there, but they weren't very active.
No.
I mean, I always, like I said, the library is the best part here, and the Navy room, but we couldn't get down there. That's definitely where we had some activity over the years. But we'll be back, I imagine, eh?
Of course.
Is this falling?
I think I got
No,
it.
it's good.
Is it going?
All right, awesome.
So,
100
anyway.
episodes in. Thanks, Dave.
I'm gonna go get something to eat because I'm starving.
All right.
Do it.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
All righty.
Robots don't say ye.
All right, everybody.
I forgot to say, while I was sitting here with Nicole, I swear to God, I'm sitting here watching this thing, and it was like, it was moving that much.
So if you can't hear, what Dave was saying, there's an extension cord we have everything powered up to, and he said he was sitting there by himself, and the extension cord just kind of moving by itself.
I thought maybe someone was kicking. There's so much slack here, that's not possible. And it was just kind of like.
Oh, interesting.
I was like,
Like a fishing
I
line.
figured out my camera, and it was done.
Oh, interesting.
All right, everybody. Make sure you're following us on social media, evp.pod at Instagram and Facebook. If you have a story you'd like to share with us, whether it's at Fort Douglas or just in general, email us at evp.pod@gmail.com. And also, if you're really in the market for some paranormal gear, check out our affiliate link to Ghost Stop.
All right, guys, Ghosty, don't play that.
Peace out, butterflies.
Baby, baby. This is the EVP Podcast.